Yeah, well, we're here to even talk about wine.
Yes,
So a
yes.
little bit. So we have a gift shop, and you know, my hope is that people will come in here and feel free to get information, you know,
Yes.
while they're having a cup of coffee, and you know, looking through the store and things like that. And what I think is fabulous about this is there's going to be different people involved. And making different things, and so it's just kind of a little variety gift shop store.
It is.
And people can come in and see videos. But wine, how long have you had a vineyard?
We've had a vineyard for about 13 years. We have vintages going back to 2006. Before 2006, which is almost 10 years ago, we planted our vines in a nursery, and then when they grew, we put them in the vineyard. So we made all of our vines the old-fashioned way, and they're self-rooted, self-sustained. We don't water. We may have watered the first year just to make sure that all the weak plants could make it. But in Oregon, we're very blessed with a lot of rain, and it rains enough to keep the plants sustained.
The roots go deep.
And the roots go deep, and all the flavor from the wine comes from the roots. So they're tasting that earth, they're tasting that soil, and bringing that flavor into the grapes. And then they get their sugar, of course, from the leaves. So that's how the grapes are produced. And when it comes to harvest, my husband and I, many years, we're the only two harvesting all the grapes.
I want to step back on the growing of the grapes. So you have Pinot Noir. That's dependent upon the correct grapes, or how do you decide what kind of wine you make?
Everyone is a little different. You know, some people like red wine, some like white wine. We decided on Pinot Noir because it was the most heart healthy wine.
Yeah.
So because it was the healthiest for you, that's the grape we decided on. Plus it grows very well in Oregon. We're well known for our Pinot Noir. We are the same latitude as some parts of France, and that's what gives us that similar climate. Oregon is up and coming in the wine business. You know, France has been around a long time, Napa's been around a long time. The flavors coming out of Oregon are very unique, and I feel they're remarkable. And I think it's the untapped soil. You know, the soil is so flavorful that it's ready for good wine.
So the Pinot Noir is part of the processing, or mostly the wine, or mostly the grapes, or the processing of the grapes?
Pinot Noir is the type of grape.
Okay.
Pinot Noir is a red grape. So there's all kinds of different Syrah grapes, Cabernet grapes, Pinot Gris, Pinot Blanc. Every grape is different. The process is kind of similar for reds and then again for white.
Okay.
So with red grapes, you put them all into a destemmer. So you just want the flavor of the grape. You do put sometimes a few whole clusters, and then you process them in a fermenter. So when they're being processed, the skins come to the top and form a very hard, crusty surface. Well, you're putting the flavor and the color of the Pinot Noir with the skins. So you have to punch those down by hand twice a day. So you're actually taking care of that. And it's very similar to how you take care of the vineyard. You're always doing something. They say that you visit your vines probably 15 times a year, each and every one of them. And you're taking off any shoots that don't have grapes on them, because you don't want the plant working for something that's not going to give you a product. You also take down any overburden. Let's say that you want 6 to 8 arms, or 6 to 8 shoots per arm. Then you would, if you have 14, of course, you would thin that down. If a plant isn't doing so well, you may want 6, you know, that would be a lighter load for that plant to produce the best grapes.
One plant will produce how many bottles, or what percentage of a bottle?
That's a good question. It depends on the plant. A healthier plant, you may get a bottle, a plant, you know, on a healthy plant. I haven't really measured it, but that would just be my guess.
Do you know how many plants you have?
Actually, I think it might take 2 plants to make 1 bottle. But that's a large reason that even though I have a Pinot Noir vineyard, it's very difficult for me to drink a bottle of wine. I didn't even bring one today because they're gold. You've worked so hard for this that you don't want to waste them.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we have very, very good wine because we keep it in our 100-year-old wine cellar. So it's very moist and cool. It stays at perfect temperature. You can open a bottle and it tastes just as good hours, maybe even the next day, because it has a long life. It's all organic. We're not certified organic. I don't know if in your business that's important, but when I first investigated 13 years ago, it was going to be about $15,000 to get an organic certification. And it's not worth it. We're too small. We're less than 2 acres, and we do not want to waste money bringing up our price. We'd rather sell it at a very good price. $28 a bottle is what we sell for, and we do give a break on cases, you know, things like that. But it's so unique and organic, and the flavor is long lasting, that it's worth it.
Isn't most wine organic? But I don't see any labels
Most
on wine.
wine, I believe, probably could be organic, but there's a lot of vineyards that can't afford to be organic because there's certain diseases in Oregon that pop up on you, so they have to spray with whatever kills it to save their vineyard.
Okay, because I don't know that I've ever bought a bottle of wine that said organic. So,
I've seen a few say made with organic grapes. I don't know if that's the same certification. I'm just not sure.
well, I know that a lot of people don't like to go through the paperwork of organic, and I'm guessing it's cheaper now.
It's the cost. I'm guessing it's cheaper too, but it's the cost. Every cost that you incur has to go into your price.
Yeah, and then the person buying has to make that up.
Yes.
So
we try to keep it as low cost and be as cost efficient as possible. I don't know if you know, this is just a little something that goes with our farm. Our farm is Morgan Meadows. I'm very green. I'm a Republican that decided that I didn't want to burden the environment. So I chose, which in America we can do that, you know, we can choose. To be green. So everything that enters my home leaves my home on my 2 feet.
it's okay as long as we choose.
As long as we choose. I agree. I wouldn't force anyone to live the way I do, but I learned from the best, who was my mother-in-law, and I passed that on to my children and my parents and anyone else I come in contact with and say, look at how easy it is to recycle. And with